Have you ever asked yourself, how do I build a strong professional network? And what does it take to strengthen it? Personal and professional networks play a pivotal role when it comes to success. Heidi Roizen, she spent most of her career focusing on building and strengthening her personal and professional network. As the former VP of Worldwide Developer Relations at Apple Computer, CEO of Tea Maker, President of the Software Publishing Association, she was a master at maintaining a strong network. Her network included some of the most powerful business leaders in the technology sector. These leaders included Bill Gates of Microsoft, Scott McNealy of Sun Microsystems. So what makes Heidi so successful at networking? Positive interactions. Heidi invested a lot of time by developing and maintaining relationships with people she found smart and interesting, as opposed to powerful. She genuinely took an interest in them. She was comfortable with people, and people were comfortable with her. It didn't matter the situation, people liked her. Being likable. This is one of the most important drivers of success. Equally important was the performance and consistency that Heidi exhibited during and after each interaction. If you were to ask for advice from a well-respected coworker and they failed to respond, would you reach out to them again or help them in the future? Well, Heidi did what she said and said what she did, and she did it consistently. People could rely on her. This reinforced the strength of her connections. Giving. Heidi was a selfless giver. She would use her network to open the door of opportunities for others. Because she could identify value in others, she was efficient in providing these opportunities for her connections. Also, as a venture capitalist, she was in communication with many entrepreneurs pitching their business ideas. She would give them constructive feedback on how to present the material to succeed. This insight was valuable to the entrepreneur and the venture capitalists. Next would be collaboration. Heidi was a mentor to many. She worked with people to help them succeed with no expectations, which made her a valuable asset. People wanted to be around her and work with her. It was obvious they valued her input. When she was asked by Apple to reach out to some of her industry leaders and call in favors to support Apple during a difficult time, her relationships pulled through and reciprocated the favor. So if you continue to give and become more and more valuable, what could be the negative impact? Time. Heidi was a master at building her network, but eventually she became overwhelmed. She felt like she had to answer every email within a timely fashion, or respond to every business plan, even if it wasn't complete. She lacked the ability to say no. She was a selfless giver. A selfless giver that invested most of her time in others. Her performance and consistency that she was so adamant about started to lack. She just didn't have the time to answer all the inquiries, all the emails, all the business plans that she received with the same performance and consistency she was so great at. In addition, as a venture capitalist, her allegiance to her connections started to change. She was starting to become more of a matcher or a taker because she had something to gain financially. Overall, what I think was impressive with Heidi is that she continued to improve her weaknesses. She made attempts to keep organized and efficient. She published expectations for others to communicate effectively. She also realized her network had become too large and narrowly focused. She decided to start to use clusters with a broker for networking. This would effectively help with time management and broaden her reach. Heidi is a successful businesswoman. She worked hard to build and maintain her personal and professional connections through her career. My advice to her would be to use her keen sense of evaluating others to limit her giving and time to people that would add value to her career, professional growth, and her network, thus saying no to things that are a waste of time. I also would agree with Heidi that her network has become so large that harnessing the cluster approach for her network would be a wise idea. This would be more efficient and broaden her breadth of knowledge. Overall, Heidi has many more strengths than weaknesses. She is very highly regarded in her industry. This success I would credit solely to the strong and personal professional network that she has built.